Our next guest in studio is Vincent Mcintosh. Vincent is a restaurateur in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the child of Jamaican immigrants. He joins us to talk about food, culture, and the diversifying palate of a formerly very white Dutch American community. Vincent, welcome to Feel Like You Belong.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yep. So, as I mentioned in the intro, your folks are from Jamaica. You were born here in Grand Rapids?
Yep, Grand Rapids.
Yep. So, talk about your family's immigrant story.
Yeah, so both my parents, born and raised in Jamaica. They immigrated later in their 20s, early 30s, to London first and then to America. If you know you're from a foreign country, getting to America is the promised land, so they did it.
So they say.
So they say, right? So my parents, late 30s, started to build a life, and then my sister and I'm a twin, were born in Grand Rapids. Mm-hmm.
So talk about growing up in Grand Rapids, because inside the walls of your house is little Jamaica.
Yep.
Jamaican culture, Jamaican attitudes, and you step outside and it's the USA.
You know, at a core level, I truly believe your circumstances shape you. So, like I always joke around, but being very serious, in my household, it was Jamaica. We live by Jamaican parents' rules. You end by this, you get good grades, you dress nice, you brush your teeth, you take a shower. Like, there's a lot of rules you follow. And as soon as you walk out that door every single day, you're now in America, right? But also by the color of my skin, I'm also now considered an African American. Not really deeper to my culture, my heritage, but now I have to behave in rules that my parents don't raise me inside my house, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
So in this community, it was always cool and interesting because I was lucky enough to be raised with other foreign kids. So we're going through this weird identity.
Culture.
Where we have to I also like this, but also like this. And you're trying to figure out a way where you fit in. And I just kind of created my own lane. I just kind of fit in where I wanted to fit in, if that makes sense.
So did non-immigrant kids think that immigrant kids like ate weird food? Or?
Oh yeah, 100%. My lunch, so I make funny jokes all the time. I'll bring curry goat, rice and peas, right, to lunch. And my counterparts, right, will bring sandwiches or Lunchables, bologna, right? And they used to make fun of me like, ew, what is that? What color is that? And I'm like, this is so good. And one day I forget the kid's name, I switched lunch with him, and he had a bologna sandwich, put Doritos on it, and then like white, right? A bit into
white
it,
bread.
And I was like, okay, my food is definitely better. So I started making jokes that my mom loves me more than their mom loves them, and that's why she makes me really good food. But yeah, so good times. But yeah, it was definitely a culture shock for a lot of people, just bringing different food in. I smell like spices was like the big thing. I'm like, yeah, but it's good.
all over the house, all over the kitchen.
Yeah, we're always
right?
cooking. There's always some being made. Yeah.
Yeah. So who does most of the cooking in your parents' house?
It was split. And my dad's actually a chef by trade. So he cooked a lot day to day for his job, but doesn't mean he was always home cooking. My mom, man, she can cook. Her and my dad both really got me into food 100%. Yeah.
So growing up, when you go to school, when you're walking down the street, lots of assumptions. Oh, this kid's African American.
Yeah.
And you're not.
And I'm not.
You're Jamaican American.
Yeah, then you have to kind of explain that.
So how does that work? How does that feel? How does that maybe chafe at times?
In a funny way, you get excited to kind of share your culture, because Jamaican culture is, you're proud of it. You're proud to be Jamaican. You ever meet anyone from the Caribbean? They're so proud to be wherever they're from. So you can't wait to tell people where you're from. Sometimes when you see the eyes glaze over when you're telling your story or your heritage, kind of gets annoying, because they get the first intro, like, oh, what are you doing? What kind of music you listen to? Why does your dad have that accent, right? And then you have to kind of explain it, then you see the eyes glaze over. That's the only part I'll say will be negative, but it was always great to kind of share my culture and my heritage with people. I'm always down to do it, and kind of just open people's eyes to how we live our life. Yeah.
Vincent, immigrant parents often have certain expectations of their young kids growing up in the U.S. Talk about your parents and how they saw your future.
I think to kind of go back and just kind of give a framework, right? Your parents, if they're foreign, they don't get a chance to grow up in America. So they're just excited for their kids to like go to school here, have opportunities, be able to go to college. with that though comes with a lot of expectations, right? They want you to do well in school. They want you. I can just even remember my mom saying, "Stand up like you're somebody. Walk with purpose." There's a lot of things that come by being different in America, and everyone knows it, right? And a lot of expectations of you doing well, right? So, for my sister, she's super smart. She's in med school. She's doing it, right? Like your parents care about you doing well, and for me, I want to, give back to my parents and I want to do well. At the same time, I want to be able to forge my own path. If that makes sense.
And for you, school wasn't a joy.
No, like I always had friends, always cool with my teachers. I wasn't the best at it. I knew really quick and really early that I wasn't good at it, and it was hard for me. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to go every single day. I'm not gonna lie, but I did it because I had to, and it made me definitely a better person. Yeah.
So what gave you the idea of, I think I'll start a restaurant?
So there's two things that have been consistent in my life: food and business. I was always the kid trying to sell lemonade. I was always the kid trying to cut grass. I was always a kid trying to make some money. I think that goes back to that immigrant hustle. But I always loved food, and food was a love for me. So funny enough, if you go back and ask my parents, I've always said I was going to open restaurants and be in the food business. I didn't know what that meant. I just wanted to do it. And I always say, be careful what you wish for, because you probably end up getting it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did it take them to buy into this? Because again, you've got a sister, a twin, doing this whole, professional track thing, and you just, no, I want to do this. Did they come around?
Yeah, they came around. I think I'm a great salesman. Took a little bit. But I also think my parents, they love their kids and they want to support. And I think I'm also strong-headed enough where it's kind of, you just gotta let them do it. Right? Like, I'm just gonna do it regardless. It's great, and sometimes it's bad for me, but most of the times it's a positive reaction. Just me just strong, I'm gonna do a restaurant, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, yeah.
But at the same time, they have to have trusted, okay, we raised a good kid, we know he understands hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see him do this.
These are things that I've seen, and these are things they instilled in us. Hard work is at the front. If we wanted anything growing up, we had to work for it. So I don't think my parents were worried about if I could do it. The question would be, is this actually what I want to do?
Sure.
Right? And do I want to spend my time doing this in a path that's not, paved, right? And I think their biggest worry is like, you want to spend your life doing this? I was like, yeah, I do. I'm going to do it, right? And I'm going to go 100% because I know what it takes. Because my family raised me that way. You want to do something, you want to get something, you got to work for it.
So tell us about Irie Kitchen.
Yeah, so Irie Kitchen, we're an organic Caribbean street food restaurant in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our first location is in the 68th in Kalamazoo. We're planning on expanding. Been in business for about 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, and it's been a great ride. It's been great for this community, educating and teaching people about, there's more to food than burger and pizzas.
There is.
And it can be good and you can enjoy it, and it doesn't have to be super scary. It's a fight every single day though, right? Because we have to get people in the door and we have to convince people in the way, wait, it's just chicken at the end of the day, right? And sometimes people make out food that they're not familiar with, something that's completely off. Like, we're not serving bugs or anything.
Right.
Right? We're serving chicken, pork, maybe goat is a little bit weird, beef. We have the things you're used to. It's just flavored with a different, different
goats
twist to
are
it.
just skinny cows.
Right, exactly.
So back up a minute, because I'm guessing a lot of our viewers don't know the word Irie.
Yeah, so Irie means, in short, good, right? And so the literal translation is good kitchen. Everything we make is organic. Everything we make is fresh every single day, and it's really good food. And I thought it was kind of funny play on words to say good kitchen, but also Jamaica's Adamara is out of many one people, right? And so a place of welcoming for everybody in Grand Rapids is what we want to create in our brand, right? Our kind of mission statement is creatively serving our customers. We want to be that spot where you can come in and have a good food, have a good meal, and feel relaxed. The amount of people that come in stressed out, and after they get a meal, they hear the music, they talk with me, they talk with Pops, whoever it is, they feel amazing after. That's what we're here to do for our community. Yeah.
So do you let your folks into your kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can stop them, to be honest. They taste it, make sure everything tastes right.
Let's get the authenticity here, right? Yeah.
And the funny thing is, there's no recipes, right? So this is all things I've soaked up. I need their help. Like, does this taste right? Because I don't want you to come in and tell people, oh, I will make it better.
Yeah.
So you have to get
this
that.
isn't real Jamaican.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You have to get that auntie or mom and dad approval before you try to open a restaurant serving your heritage food.
So how often do real Jamaicans come by to taste?
No, we don't have a huge population here, but we get the one by ones, and they appreciate our food and what we're trying to do. Obviously, it's a twist for the 21st century. I'm trying to push Caribbean food as well into the future, right? So they like the creativeness, right? We're not just sticking with the same old. We're trying to push and, build something unique.
Yeah. So what's your favorite dish of everything that comes out
Curry
of your
goat.
kitchen?
Curry goat, hands down, is my favorite thing.
Tell us
in the
about curry
world.
goat.
For me, it's just memories. It's our beef stew, right? For me, curry goat, I didn't get it all the time. It's a special occasion, probably on a Sunday. Morning, the loss of me going to school on Monday, so give me some curry goat. It's made it a little bit better. It's my favorite thing. It's super flavorful. It's tender. There's a lot of love. A lot of work goes behind it, but it's amazing.
So talk about this notion of belonging. Our show is called Feel Like You Belong. Talk about belonging and in the context of a Jamaican kitchen in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
In a funny way, I've been living kind of by this mantra my whole life, is just kind of creating your own box, right? A lot of times we want to fit in based off other people's subjective opinion. And I think that's sometimes could be very scary. And I think a lot of times people appreciate you creating your own box and then you belong, right? Because a lot of people, there's a Steve Jobs quote, I think he said, the world is not created by people no smarter than you. So I think a lot of people should take that and just create things they want to see in the world. And you will feel belong because you're doing something authentic to you, and people will appreciate it sooner or later.
Vincent, how do people find you so they can track down the restaurant and follow you on social media?
Yeah, our website is irie.kitchen. It has our menu on there, location on there, our number on there. We're on every single social media platform, Irie Kitchen as well. Just look us up.
Okay, super. And if people are actually driving there?
Yeah, so we're on 68th and Kalamazoo. We always say we're right next to the Wendy's, right? So not the best for us, but there's a big Wendy's right there, and we're right next to it.
If they're doing the advertising to draw you in, you will take that.
You can't miss it.
It's a nice variation on the old hamburger thing.
Yeah, look for a neon palm tree.
Fantastic. We'll be sure to clue people anyway. Thank you so much for coming by. It's been a real pleasure talking.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, awesome. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on TV, stay tuned for our following segments on language and culture. If you're watching Feel Like You Belong on the internet, we hope you will share your feedback with us via our website and YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our many other stories about the energetic entrepreneurs who make these United States a richer place.